Sounds like we haven't had sound at all so far. People are
Okay.
just looking at us.
Try that.
Okay.
Should I use the microphone then?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
have a
okay.
seat.
I'm sitting too.
Sure. Okay, so it's Ag Month here, recognizing agriculture. Last week was Ag Week, and we're from the Geauga County Farm Bureau. Real quick introduction, we have Carmela Shale. She's our treasurer. I'm Bob Rogish. I am president, Geauga County Farm Bureau. We have Hannah DeLear. She is a board member of our Board of Trustees, and our organization director, Mandy Orhood's with us today. So we just want to be here to thank you for supporting agriculture, from the county fair to OSU Extension, 4-H, FFA chapters that are coming online, on your support of farmland preservation and soil and water, as well as supporting Farm Bureau, both personally and as a board. The majority of Geauga County is considered rural, and just because someone doesn't own or live on a farm doesn't mean you can't support agriculture. A part of Farm Bureau's mission is to strengthen rural communities, and which we have many in our county. We welcome members that support our rural living and want to see agriculture succeed. One thing we really want to ask you folks is please don't hesitate to reach out to Farm Bureau if you have any questions on agriculture, or if you have if you're hearing about any issues related to agriculture that are coming up that we need to address to promote our rural communities. So again, just thank you very much, and we appreciate all that you do for us.
Bob, could you talk about Farm Bureau's legislative priorities this year?
Sure. So we have different levels of priorities, state, obviously, and federal. Statewide, we're just worried, property tax. That's it's an issue that we're constantly dealing with from our members. Land being taken out of farmland preservation, with whether it be solar farming, means not really farming, but solar production, energy production solar-wise, and data centers. So we're working hard to, preserve your personal property rights, but also to preserve the farmland at the same time.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Nationally, we're looking at Farm Bill, trying to get that passed to support agriculture. It's been multiple processes, and this is 2.0 or 3.0. I think it's 2.0 Farm Bureau, Farm Bill, I should say. So I was actually in D.C. last week, had a lot of discussion with legislatures and senators, and hearing, they're concerned about farmland and prices and tariffs and things in that nature too. So a lot of stuff that we're working on.
Thanks for coming in. And item number 5, Farm Bureau is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 26-042, recognizing March 15th to March 21st as National Agricultural Week.
I move to approve.
Second.
Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Would you mind a picture?
Yeah, we have
I
the
think we even have a
resolution. right there.
ceremonial
Oh,
resolution for you
great.
guys. And the sound is apparently working now, so I think they heard you, Bob.
Came back on again. Sorry. Thank you.
Item number 6, ADP.
Good morning, Frankie Antonucci, Geauga County Automatic Data Processing Board. We are requesting that the Commissioners grant approval for ADP to enter into a revised code agreement with Thompson Township for ADP services.
And how many townships are still not under ADP?
Assuming Thompson goes through, that will be 12 that are, so 4 that are not.
Okay. Yeah, I was recently emailing with a trustee who had a Yahoo email, and I was like, it must be one of the holdouts. So that's why
Could
I
be the
knew there were.
case.
I knew there were still a few, but I'll move to approve number 6.
Second.
discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Andy Haupt, Geauga County Engineer.
Ben Young, City Manager, City of Chardon.
2 items on the agenda. I believe this is number 7.
Yes.
Okay,
we're on set.
I have 8.
You're good.
County Engineer's Office is requesting the board approve the allocation of municipal road funds in the amount of $307,800 for the 2026 street repair and resurfacing project sponsored by the City of Chardon. This project is scheduled for construction in 2026, will repair and resurface primarily Allen Boulevard and Tilden Avenue.
Andy, did you talk to the prosecutor's office about this, just making sure that they believe the road qualifies and so forth?
Yes, I was not at the meeting myself, but yes, there was a meeting with our office of prosecutors and the City of Chardon about this project.
Okay, and they approved, because when I asked them a question about this, and they indicated that they have not seen they didn't know anything about this till it was on the agenda.
We corresponded through email asking if the project would be eligible.
Okay,
They said that it was up to our department, but they did feel that it met the requirements of the county policy.
okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, just because of past issues, I just want to make sure that we follow whatever protocol needs to be done so that this is executed.
The protocols have been reviewed, and we've been all in contact
Okay,
with each other for this second new project that we're working together to actually construct,
okay,
and as part of this program.
got it. So that was 7. Do you want to go to 8 too?
Yes,
No, we got to do
You have
one
to
and
do,
then the
we
other
have
one.
to do
Okay,
one first.
got
And
it.
then if that
All right, I'll
gets
move to approve
approved, then we'll
7.
do 8.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Now we can do it.
number 8. County Engineer's Office is requesting the board certify to the county auditor the use of $307,800 from the municipal road fund for the 2026 repair and resurfacing of project in the city of Chardon pursuant to ORC 4504.04.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. Nice to see you. And Linda, how are you?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good.
All right. Here with 2 replats today. Number 9, Planning Commission is requesting the board approve and execute the final plat for Chagrin Falls Park replat of sublots 1037 through 1044 inclusive, as recorded in Volume 1, page 60 of the Geauga County Records, and it's going to create sublot 1037-R. So this was at the March 10th Planning Commission meeting. It's 8 sublots, it's going to be .3673 acres all together, and that's about it. It's pretty straightforward.
I'll move to approve 9.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes. Just that.
Okay, and then number 10, Planning Commission is also requesting approval and execution of the final plat for Frank W. Stanton's Riverdale Estates replat of sublot 7 and part of sublot 8. It's going to create sublot 7R. This is in Russell Township on Hemlock Point Road. Consolidated total is 7.125 acres, and again, this was approved at the March 10th Planning Commission meeting.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this is the second one.
Morning.
Mark is potent. I must have gotten the new one. Must have. Tap this thing before it comes
I
in.
lost my rubber band.
Scott Hildenbrand from the Sheriff's Office, Tom Rowland from the Sheriff's Office. Everybody heard the big boom this morning?
Yes.
What was that,
Belches.
Sheriff?
Sounds like, through my investigative skills, It sounds like they're reporting it as it was from a meteor. That affected, I mean, we were getting calls from Chester to Middlefield. And everybody heard it, so
Where did it land?
apparently it just was passing through.
Got it. But no one is in hot pursuit of this?
Right. So we're here for the Violence Against Women's Act Grant Award. These awards are kind of convoluted because they're fiscal year by the state of Ohio, so it shows it's for 24 and 25, but funds part of 26. The total grant award is $59,414.78 between the two. That's up by about $3,000 from the last one. So, as it was in the past, there was a trend that it was going down. But this grant award is up by $3,000, which is good. So you got a local match on the one grant of $8,901.63 and $8,177.18 on the second one.
I'll move to approve 11.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler. Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Carolyn, grab me that rubber band over there.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
lost one.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Nick Goris, Water Resources. First item for us on the agenda is requesting the board approve and authorize Commissioner Spitaleri to execute the OWDA Fund Payment Request Number 12 for the McFarland Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant Improvement Project. This is for the tech services performed by HDR Engineering in the amount of $47,736.39. The request has been reviewed by our office and is in line with the progress of the project.
I'll move to approve 12.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is requesting the board approve and execute a contract maintenance form. Number 3, increasing the service contract with Bill Conti Plumbing LLC for backflow testing as needed, and as needed plumbing services in the amount of $15,000, and extending the contract for an additional year for a new not to exceed amount of $28,500. Bill is probably one of the best in the business for us to be doing the backflow testing of our devices. Actually looking at how we can maybe mimic some of the stuff that maintenance is doing with some multi-year contracts with set expenditures, so we're not doing these contract maintenance forms. So we're looking to clean that process up.
I'll move to approve 13.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is requesting the board approve the revised organizational chart to include the addition of a wastewater plant operator number 1, position 2326 at the McFarland Wastewater Treatment Plant to be effective March 17th, 2026. This action is actually getting us built into place for when the new plant comes into operation, having additional certifications. We currently don't have a one. It's also hoping to promote or encourage our maintenance workers to get the additional certifications to be able to run those plants.
So I reviewed the org chart. I have a hard time with how some of these are set up. Like, it looks to me like all these maintenance workers are reporting to each other. Do you know what I mean? Since they're in that, like, line of effort. And there's others like that too. So I don't, frankly, I don't even know, do we really need to have each maintenance worker individually listed? I mean, I understand if you'd put them in different places in the chart, but do we need to have 4 if you have 4 maintenance workers? I don't know the answer to that question, but, I mean, I'm not gonna hold you up on this, like, as far as advertising for your person, but I do think we need to look at these org charts and make sure they are logical.
Understand? We'll take a look at it.
Thanks. And I had the same issue with maintenance, and they fixed theirs, so they may be a good person to talk to about it.
Thank you.
I'll move to approve 14.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of wastewater operator 1, number 2326, internally for a period of 5 days, beginning March 19th, 2026. If no qualified candidate is found, then advertise externally until the position is filled.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for 2 positions of maintenance worker number 2330, 1 position to be filled at the McFarland wastewater treatment plant, and 1 position for the water district. These positions will remain posted until they are filled.
I'll move to approve 16.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
The next item is requesting the board approve a regrade of the position of Assistant Water Supervisor, number 2352, from Water Resources 6 to a Water Resources 7 to be effective March 17th, 2026. The request for the regrade will put the position in line with surrounding areas and with his responsibilities.
I'll move to approve 17.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
And the last item is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of Assistant Water Supervisor, number 2352. This position will remain posted until filled.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeWort.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Nick.
Good morning.
Good
Morning, Commissioners. Thank you for your time today. I'm Vanessa Povajayev, Director of Professional Learning Community Outreach, Berkshire Local School District. Over the past year and 4 months, we've worked in close collaboration with Commissioner Dvorak, County Engineer Andy Hote, Burton Township and village leaders, the JED, and Tool Design Group licensed engineers and consultants through Ohio Department of Transportation to strengthen our Safe Routes to School travel plan. This effort evaluated how students travel and identified critical infrastructure needs to safely connect them to our pre-K through 12 campus on Clarendon Troy Road. Through this process, we identified several significant safety concerns. North of the village boundary, sidewalks are limited, forcing students to walk along the road shoulder. Traffic speeds increase from 35 to 45 miles per hour near the school, with over 6,600 vehicles traveling the corridor daily, including large trucks. While 15% of our students, which is 228, live within 2 miles, walking and biking still remain very limited due to these unsafe conditions. There also have been pedestrian and bicycle crashes in the area, including 1 serious injury. To address these concerns, we are asking for your support of a competitive grant submission as applicant and fiscal agent of a $970,000 Safe Routes to Schools infrastructure grant. This is a timely opportunity as the funding cap has increased from $500,000 to $1 million this year. The proposed project includes installing sidewalks along the west side of Clarendon Troy Road, along with mid-block crosswalks at the school access road, the practice fields north of Fisher Road, and Berkshire Lane. The school access crossing would include a median refuge island and additional safety enhancements. We are only asking for this aspect as we wanted to keep it under $1 million. This is phase 1 of what would be potentially 3 phases to a total of a $2.5 million ask to have sidewalks on both sides, which we obviously know and understand the value. But in terms of a grant application, we did not want to put anybody at a fiscal responsibility of more what grant dollars could be obtained. This project improves not only student safety, but also community connectivity between the Village of Burton and the Berkshire and Kent State Geauga campuses. Our team has provided all grant requirements, the travel plan, student travel analyses, surveys, stakeholder walk audits, coordination with local and state partners, and a certified cost estimate. We respectfully ask the commissioners to support this project by serving as the applicant and fiscal agent, authorizing submission, adopting the required infrastructure infrastructure resolution and coordinating with the county engineer's office. While the district has prepared the application, the county as a roadway authority is required for eligibility. This is an important opportunity to improve safety, expand access for all, and better connect our community. We appreciate the commissioner's time, potential partnership, and of course, all Geauga County support in this endeavor.
So I read the resolution you provided. Section 2 of that states the total cost of the project is estimated to be blank, which would be about $1 million, right? Of which the LPA, the local public agency, which would be us, if awarded the funds, we'd agree to pay 100% of the construction cost over and above the maximum amount provided by the state of Ohio. So that, to me, is a bit of a red flag.
I've expressed my concern to the grant manager regarding that infrastructure ordinance and that section. I have proposed that potentially a resolution could be determined to, if we were to obtain the dollars, to only that amount, and then we would scale back and shift the project and changes to that. I have expressed my concerns to the grant manager about that particularly, and I agree that it's a concern. I have tried to propel some conversations forward with the local Area 12 Transportation Director, Neil Shop, as well as Kate Hartley at Ohio Department of Transportation regarding that matter, and I will continue to endeavor that further.
Yeah, I mean, at a minimum, we'd have to have some kind of like side agreement, I think, where you would pay for the overages and not.
Well, that would be something that I would, of course, communicate to my board.
Yeah, if it could be stripped entirely. I mean, and then I guess the big question for me, I mean, we're not just being asked to support this, which I would support this, you know,
Right.
I support any agency that wants to claw back money from the state, but we're actually being asked to apply and then administer this grant. And I have concerns if if our staff has that capacity, frankly.
I completely understand. I've expressed my concerns that it would be more beneficial for this grant application to shift to the fiscal agent being us. However, the reality of, and then partner accordingly with those
Right.
involved. That is something that I have expressed my concern. Now, I have spoken to other school districts who have obtained this grant historically. Painesville City Local School District, Riverside Local School District, and Lake County obtained a numerous amount of these sidewalk grants. And yes, at the time, those grants were still in the aspect of whoever the roadway authority being the primary applicant. And that is what we've been communicated. That's what we've been told. Again, I completely understand the situation on all ends. I wish that they would shift this and perhaps it could propel some agency for change through going through these processes. It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, and certainly I see advantages to it beyond just the school, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I think
of
it would
course.
benefit the fair.
The fair, it
and
makes
local residents
sense.
as well. But I mean, I guess we would have to have more of an internal conversation as far as if our office has the capacity to handle this.
Sure. And when I asked specifically about that infrastructure ordinance, they also said potential or another format of county resolution. And so maybe there's a way we can navigate that to say particularly to the extent of the dollar amounts obtained, and then we would scale back that work to that being inclusive only of that amount. I'm not sure if they would fully consider application in line with other competitive asks across the state, but that's where I'm kind of at a loss myself. I'm trying.
With Phase 1, would that be on the east side or the west side of the street?
Phase 1 would be west side. We determined as a collective and with the tool design consultants that due to the costs and potential additional drainage that would need to incur and remove and removing some of those utility lines, that we would start with the west side. Oftentimes what I did find out through investigating and researching with school districts and Ohio Department of Transportation regarding these grants is when when districts were funded and they got into the grants, that ODOT did work tirelessly with those districts to find additional funding sources to kind of incur additional costs. I mean, obviously, it's through phases, and I didn't provide it, but I can give you kind of what the phase out would be in terms of the research of the environmental research and then the detailed design. It would be a project over, 2027 was focused on kind of the environmental, and then it would be phased out over 3 years. And it was in the actual application. I did supply it, but I have another document if you wanted to see that. We also did calculate a 20% inflation cost and the estimate cost, and the estimated cost estimate. You probably saw that, yeah.
For the Lake County ones, were those done through the city or through the county?
I believe that one was done through the city and one was done through the county. And the one, Concord Hampton Road where Park Elementary is, that was one of the schools that had the sidewalks installed upon new construction when those schools were built. And that did significantly help with the families, the local families for access to school, as well as it did slow down the road. They have a 25 mile per hour speed, even though that is a very high traveled road. I also did some research, I was inquiring to find out what did other cities look like. Example is Medina, for example, has 9,000 cars and trucks going through a city that size on a daily basis. And I thought that was quite interesting that we have 6,600 cars and trucks traveling in such a small village area, which is why it's so important that we create infrastructure.
So I guess let me ask you just a couple questions. As far as with the village, are they willing to get on board with any of this?
The village and the township trustees have agreed to collaborate to take care of the maintenance of the sidewalks, and we did incorporate that in the plan.
Yeah. And as far as timing on this, when is the deadline for this?
So the grant was already due, and we applied as a school district. We were allowed to apply and then communicate if after to replace our application with the counties being the lead. So we were allowed that timeline to do that. It comes up every year. It opens up in January. This was the first year I saw it jump from $500,000 to $1 million. So I thought that was an opportunity, obviously. We had been working on this for over a few years of just developing in general a stronger, safe school travel plan in general for our families. And then we were presented with an opportunity from Ohio Department of Transportation to obtain at no cost $25,000 of consultation and free service of licensed senior engineers through a consultant group who have done these projects before. So we capitalized on that opportunity to get here. If you were to potentially adopt an infrastructure ordinance and move forward with becoming the applicant, then we would ideally, they're asking for this to be submitted by April 1st. I do think that if I went back with it to them and said that that would take us a little bit longer, they could potentially work with us. Typically, they review the applications in May, and then we're notified in August. So I might be able to give us a little bit more time on that. Thank you.
Well, I definitely support this Safe Route to School program. We just have to check what we can do and run it past the prosecutor, things like that. So.
Of course. Thank you so much for
And
your
in the
time.
meantime, are you going to go back to talk to them and see if they would adjust some of the
I will, yes.
concerns and stuff?
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what I appreciate that, because I wanted to be able to say I did this, and this is now where the concerns lie. May there be another way or avenue for us to explore this.
Okay. No, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, and I'll let you know. Thank you
Okay,
so much. I
thanks.
appreciate your
Appreciate it.
time.
Item number 20, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board adopt the cyber fraud internal controls policy and include it in the Geauga County Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual to be effective March 17, 2026.
Did you get my changes too?
Yes.
Okay. And then can you talk about how that's different than ADP's policy? how those policies correlate.
Yeah, so I talked about this last week. So following the training that the fiscal personnel did on cyber hacking and how complex it's gotten, especially in the fiscal realm, which was the focus of that training, it was highly recommended that we institute something as soon as possible. So I extracted the main points of that training and essentially turned it into a very easy to read 2-page, it's almost common sense. You know, when you get a call or a request for funds, you verify it. That allows, I believe, the directors to then implement their own level of specificity at their director level if they'd like to make it more specific in terms of like desktop procedures. So that's what this came out of. So it's in addition to.
Got it, because it seems like there's some overlap with those
There
two
is.
policies, although, I mean, this one is obviously a lot more skimmable and shorter.
Yes.
Will there be training for all the employees?
We had training, which is what was put on by ADP. So we have the slides. Part of the policy is that all employees must take cybersecurity training, so that's mentioned in there. And that was one of the recommendations that came out of the training that we took about 2 weeks ago. So we had about 87%-ish, if I remember correctly, in terms of I went back after the training and looked at our compliance levels. So we can certainly do better as an organization. So this is the first step, is putting it in writing that it is mandatory. We're also going to include in our job descriptions a line in there too, as we refine those, that they must comply with all county level training, which will include cybersecurity training.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think employees should be aware that they can be personally liable now for some of these issues.
Yeah, and they touched on that heavily in the training that we took.
Yeah, sure.
So, yeah, I felt like this was important to get this into our policy manual and get this out to the staff as soon as possible.
I'll move to approve 20.
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item number 21, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve the placement, assigning a location to previously approved policies into the Geauga County Personnel Policy and Procedure Manual, which include the credit card policy, cybersecurity, and the electronic signature policy. So again, these are dating back to 2024. They had not been incorporated into the policy manual itself, so I'd like to go ahead and do that, give them a home, so to speak.
I'll move to approve 21.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item 22, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board schedule and hold work sessions at the County Office Building in Room B303, Chardon, at 10 a.m. on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, Thursday, June 4th, 2026, and Thursday, July 9th, 2026. May is not scheduled because we have budget hearings, so.
And the topic of these will be?
So far, we have April 2nd booked. That's going to be water resources, and Mark is working to align the June and July session. We may have a facilities discussion sooner. We may also combine facilities with the April 2nd. We're still working on that.
All right, I'll move to approve 22.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item 23, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board appoint Chris Alushev to the Geauga County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board to fill the unexpired term of Mr. Holden, effective March 17th, 2026 through June 30th, 2026.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote?
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Item 24 is Board discussion. We have Mark here to discuss the county engineer's building improvement projects.
Good morning, Commissioners. Mark Jimison, Deputy County Administrator.
Andy Haupt, Geauga County Engineer.
Okay, we had a unique situation. Andy will get into the details of the work requested, but the engineers have a requirement to repair a roof and then a boiler system.
Boiler system.
They have the funds to do that, so they're not requesting fund approval. But because we are, so to speak, the landlord of a building, that they're the tenant, they're seeking permission to go forward with the project.
Yeah, historically, we've managed our own premises, especially the maintenance garage, due to the statutory authority of the office. It's about roads and bridges maintenance, therefore the trucks, the equipment, the operations. So in this case, the building is yours, the commissioners, and we need to repair it. So we're asking permission to repair the building with the funds that are granted to us by the commissioners, specifically for the office portion and then for the highway garage portion. There is a separation, and that's something we can outline and discuss further in detail as we need.
You're just talking about the roof?
We have a leak in the roof that needs fixed, and possibly another one that showed up. And we have a hydronic boiler system that needs repaired. We're running on a redundant system right now, so thank God for redundancy. That's a bridge guy talking.
Wasn't there a new roof 4 or 5 years ago?
It was new with the building on the office, but we have a leak in it now. And the leak in the maintenance garage is also at a weak point apparently. But that's some of these items we need to investigate to see why and then repair them expeditiously.
I agree. Anytime there's a roof or something needs to be done, we should address it, so.
So if this is something that's now the new normal, this is what we'll need to do. We need to do it. That's what we're requesting.
Okay, so you're requesting that today, because this is just under board discussion.
Just
We don't-
discussion.
Okay, because
But-
we don't have any,
It's not a request per se.
Action.
It is an understanding that this is the new method. This is what we'll do.
I understand.
Sounds good.
Good.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mark, could you also talk about the statutory board? Before you go back, can you talk about the statutory board, the next item on the board discussion?
Commissioners, this is just a heads up. In order to perform work on a jail facility or a courthouse, it requires a statutory board convene. And by statute, it has certain members. Next session on the 31st, that board will convene during your session. I think at 10 o'clock it's scheduled. So I've coordinated with those members. Today, I will forward all the read-ahead information on the proposed project, which is a roof repair. And then the statutory board members will vote and approve that or disapprove it during the next session. So it's just giving you situational awareness on that process.
Thanks, Mark. Finally, we have Max to discuss the commissioner's letterhead options. Just since I've joined, I've noticed a couple of different options. The signs on the campus have the blue logo. So we just would like to have discussion with you about preferences so we can, lock in if it's the black and gold, and maybe we use both. It could be both for different occasions, just to make sure we're all on the same page and sort of unified in our branding. So over to you, Max.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. So these are the 3 letterheads that I've seen used, or not letterheads, but seals. There's the one behind you on the TVs, which is the county seal. There's this black one that's used on the agenda and stationery, and then there's this one, which is the Commissioner's Office seal. It's like all the way back in September when I was an intern, one of the first things I did was standardize all the documents and stuff that I was using. So the press releases I put out, all the reports I made, everything, all the letters I sent out, I standardized them using this one, this commissioner seal, all the way back in September. And I think from a branding perspective, it makes sense to have all the seals in use for the Board of County Commissioners to be this one right here. I personally think it looks better than the black one. I don't know if you guys agree, but that's what I've been using, is this blue one. And I personally would like to see it go through and just be the standard option for seals on letterheads and documents.
and business cards, I'm looking at my business card right now.
Business cards,
and it
yeah.
has the kind of like the 2-color options of the multi-color.
Yeah.
I believe in standardization, so I like your choice. that we had the same brand, the same on everything.
Right. One as opposed to three.
Correct.
Yeah.
So it's essentially what's behind you, just with Board of County Commissioners at the top. We also felt the color scheme is a bit more modern. But again, we're stepping into this, just maybe there's a time and a place for the gold and black. This, again, this is just discussion to see if you have other thoughts or ideas about, you know, the place that we use them. There's a history behind it, obviously. But looking at maybe just modernizing it a little bit with some color. And the blue is already being used on the campus. I mean, it's on the signage on the exterior of the building, so it's not like we were bringing in something completely foreign. It's definitely been used. So that's something Max and I are working on is, you know, and talking with you today helps us get an idea of where you're at, if you have a leaning towards one or the other, or keeping both for different occasions, et cetera.
It will have to roll forward and go to your departments under your hiring authority as well, because they often use your letterhead and then just add their information to it. So it will not just be this office, it will roll down through all of the departments under your hiring authority.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we should have to get new business cards or new letterhead that's already printed. I mean, I think we should be using whatever we have until it's up, but I do like the more colorful logo going forward.
Any thoughts, Russ?
No, that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have any other items for board discussion, unless you have anything else you'd like to cover.
No? Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, moving on to item 25, public comment. Those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and township or municipality, and you have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and you are kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct. Over to you, Mr. President.
Go ahead,
Hi, Gail Rusi. I live in Chardon, but I'm here representing the League of Women Voters. It's Sunshine Week this week, and we just want to commend the commissioners for what you have done to increase transparency for our residents. So in particular, I would say the new policy, which has been updated as appropriate, and it's just good to have things in writing so people know what to expect. I also want to thank you for the video and the live option for people that can't attend. I think it's viewed, you know, in the hundreds of people every week. And then the other thing I would like to say is thank you for adding the additional public comment to the beginning of the meeting in case someone wants to speak to an agenda item before it's actually discussed. I think that's a valuable addition, and we just want to celebrate you on Sunshine Week. Thank you.
Thanks, Gil.
Thank you.
Someone's got to tell God it's Sunshine Week, though, I think.
Yeah.
Someone's got to tell God it's Sunshine Week. It's looking a little snowy out there.
It goes all week.
Anybody else for public comment?
Howard, South Russell Village. When's NOACA going to come out and tell us where $40 million in gas taxes spent every year? Ralph, are you going to call Grace this week and ask her to come out?
I can try.
Would you please?
Sure.
Carol, are you going to call Grace this week and ask her to come out?
No.
Jim, are you going to call Grace?
More than likely, yes.
Are you going to call her this week and ask her to come out and tell us where $40 million in gas taxes spent?
Sure.
Are you going to call her?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see next week who calls her and whether she shows up. She hasn't shown up yet, has she?
No.
So we don't know where $40 million in gas taxes spent every year, do we?
Like I said last week or 2 weeks ago, I think that information is incorrect, the $40 million.
Gas Buddy says it's $40 million. And they're the people that understand all the gases throughout the whole state of Ohio, gas taxes.
Okay.
And tell her when she comes out to bring the list of everything, of where she has spent our gas taxes for the past 20 years. And if she doesn't come out, maybe we'll have to go downtown and talk to her.
Okay.
So it's up to the commissioners to call Grace and ask her to come out. And get a firm date is when she's gonna be here, and then schedule the appointment for all the people in Geauga County to come and visit. They promised $800,000 to the state, to South Russell Village. Haven't seen that money yet either. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Okay. Hearing none, we'll go to item 26.
26, the Department on Aging is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
Okay, we're back.
I have you returned at 10:32 a.m.
All right, thank you. With the board's permission, may I give a little recap of my purpose for executive session today?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, thank you. So my purpose for executive session was to look at some positions I would like to add to the Department on Aging to provide some middle management that I felt was much needed. One is in my maintenance area. Currently, I have 3 maintenance personnel, all peers, and one area that is needed is a maintenance supervisor position. So I was looking to implement a maintenance supervisor position to oversee the chore and home safety personnel as well as the maintenance coordinator. I do feel that we have excellent talent within our staff, and I would like to post that position internally. My hope is if an internal candidate is found, I think it is very reasonable to abolish one of our existing maintenance positions to not grow our staff any larger than it needs to be. Secondly, as far as transportation goes, our transportation program has grown immensely in the last year, doing both in and out of county transportation. Our transportation coordinator both drives and is in-house, and the need for an assistant transportation coordinator is great to continue with client appointments. So I'm looking to advertise internally for an assistant transportation coordinator, and with the same theory as my maintenance supervisor. I think we have excellent qualified candidates in-house within the Department on Aging, and if a qualified candidate is found, I would like to abolish a driver position to not grow our staff any larger, and that was the purpose for my executive session today with the board.
Thank you.
So if there will be action from today's meeting? Yeah, yes, okay. So the Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the creation, title, and job description for the position of Maintenance Supervisor, number 1043, grade 12, step 3, to be effective March 17th, 2026.
Second.
The Department on Aging
Go ahead, go ahead.
is requesting the
No,
board.
we got to vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you wanted me to read them all.
No, let's go one at one.
Any discussion?
No.
Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Hey.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you. The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the creation, title, and job description for the position of Assistant Transportation Coordinator, number 1042, grade 8, step 1, to be effective March 17th, 2026.
That was like your NPR voice.
Oh, sorry.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the revised organizational chart to include the position of Maintenance Supervisor, number 1043, and move the existing positions of Chore and Home Safety Coordinator, Chore and Home Safety Project Coordinator and Maintenance Coordinator positions under the supervision of Maintenance Supervisor and include the position of Assistant Transportation Coordinator number 1042 to be effective March 17th, 2026.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of Maintenance Supervisor number 1043 internally for a period of 5 days with applications accepted from Monday, March 23rd, 2026 through 4:30 p.m. on Friday, March 27th, 2026. If no qualified candidates are found, the position will be advertised externally until the position is filled.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
The Department on Aging is requesting the board grant permission to advertise for the position of Assistant Transportation Coordinator number 1042 internally for a period of 5 days with applications accepted from Monday, March 23rd, 2026 through 4:30 p.m. on Friday, March 27th, 2026. If no qualified candidates are found, the position will be advertised externally until the position is filled.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Item 27, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation pursuant to ORC 121.22G3.
Second?
Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
We'll have joining us legal counsel from Myers Roman and Mark Jimison, Deputy County Administrator.
Lost Jim apparently.
We're back.
I have you returning at 10:56.
No action. Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.